Would you believe me if I told you these fishermen aren't fishing? They are not catching these fish to eat. They are in fact catching the fish to save. This is the Salmon Run at Shawnigan Creek in Mill Bay on Vancouver Island. The Salmon Run is a yearly, natural occurring phenomenon where the salmon return from the ocean and swim upstream to the place where they were born, other known as the spawning grounds. Here, roughly every October, salmon return to the spawning grounds to lay and fertilize their eggs for the next generation of salmon. But if this is a naturally occurring event, why are there people involved here? No matter how hard they tried, the salmon could not make it up this steep waterfall. I'm unfamiliar with the whole story, so I decided to ask Brad, one of the volunteers.
When did this start?
This would have started, I'm not sure the specific year, but back in the 70s for sure.
Okay.
And this, before any of this was here, the old guys would have got together with 5-gallon pails, shoved the fish in, and
Up them up the road.
up this cliff. Yep. So it was a lot of effort. I think somewhere in the 90s is when this all got built, and that's when the program really took off. Originally, they were trying to make it up unsuccessfully by nature. Man saw this and figured, well, let's do better.
Okay.
And that it just started from there.
We're here in the middle of an atmospheric river at the river in Mill Bay during peak salmon run. Now, they've been doing this salmon run for about since the 70s. Like, it's incredible what these volunteers are doing. Of catching the salmon, putting them in the basement, and then sending them up to be transported upriver because they can't make it up past this river. So over 30 years, people have been coming here to assist the salmon in their salmon run. This is just amazing.
Now, not all species of salmon are located here. This river specifically is a coho route. There are instances each year where Chinook salmon are spotted making their way up the river. The volunteers are quick to identify and safely release the Chinook so that they can return to their own spawning grounds. As for the coho, while reports from 2024 show an increase in their numbers, overall salmon populations have been declining in recent years. These volunteers are helping these salmon reach the spawning grounds and is a crucial part in maintaining the salmon population.
How many fish so far this year?
So far this year, we're sitting at just over 3,500. Yeah, and we're expecting a total of just over 10,000.
That's amazing.
Last year's number, I'm unfamiliar. I know the return for this year, 3 years ago, would have been around 7,500. So we're getting the return off of that. So our process starts in the creek as the salmon come up. We have a bunch of crew that will net them out and transfer them to the pen below. From there, they'll school up for maybe no more than a week. And then once we establish a day that we all get together and move, that we'll pull them from that trap door up into the troughs. Then we load them into the trolley. Up they go to the trucks that are waiting up top. And from there, they'll make their way to their destination at one of the spawning grounds. Yeah. To their destination, it's no more than 10 kilometers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's fairly close. There's a few private properties that have river access, and so we've worked it out with them that we have the rights to drop the fish there.
Okay.
And from there, they work their way all up to the spawning grounds.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
It's just water. It doesn't
This
matter.
is just fresh water to replenish the trough. So as we put the salmon into the trough, it displaces that water and it comes pouring out. So we have to replenish that, and that also helps to reoxygenate them as they're in the confined space and going up.
Going up.
Yeah.
Going up. Honestly, if you're in the area, like passing through Mill Bay, just stop. Come check it out. It is so much fun. And, even if you don't help volunteering with the fish, just come watch. We're going to go check the second half of how this is done when the fish come up and get put into the truck, and the truck that's going to take them upstream a ways.
Watching this whole process was so fascinating. Using a pulley system, a truck would pull the salmon up the cliff. Then, the salmon would be transferred to a different box that was being pulled by a truck and trailer.
Only one. Big spring right there.
Once full, that truck would take them away, and the next truck and trailer would file in for the next round of salmon.
Why did the first one's always so eager to leave? 2, and here, and I swear it tried to bite me. 1.
And throughout the whole thing, the salmon counts are being recorded. In this one brief visit, I learned so much about the salmon run, more than I learned in grade school. And the best part, it was completely free. Those who find themselves on Vancouver Island in October, it's worth a visit.
I found out in grade 9 I needed to fill out volunteer hours for my HASTE program, and my uncle, who was doing the program at the time, said, we'll sign off on your hours, and I've been back ever since. My 12th year now.